We're going to try to make it really simple tonight. One of the things that has come up sometimes in our meditations, in our yoga sessions, and just in some of the discussions we've been having online is just that sense of fear and anxiety and a kind of sense of groundlessness that comes up when we're in this current situation and we really don't know what to expect from one day to the next as we're sheltering in place or beginning to move out into the community little by little, taking baby steps. So one of the things that this meditation tonight I hope will do will be to help you kind of face those fears or anxieties head on, but in a way that's really gentle, that embraces those things, that helps you understand why you might sometimes have a little anxiety arise, and also, the most powerful point, to understand how you can use the body and the breath to really bring a sense of peace and stillness to your situation, so that when you do start to have a little anxiety or uncertainty or groundlessness arise, you have a set of tools that you can come back to right in the present moment that can help you find a kind of that center of peace to work with. So we're just going to get settled in, find a comfortable, easy seated position that works for you. I'm just sitting kind of crisscross applesauce here. I thought I'd pull in a little bit more so it felt a little more personal than me being sitting far away. But you can sit or even lie down in a comfortable position, whatever works well for you. Often we'll start at the beginning with gently closing your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. If it feels in any way uncomfortable to have your eyes closed, no problem. You can just lower your gaze a little bit. The point of closing the eyes is just to take away some of those external distractions and to help you start to turn your focus and your attention inward, letting everything else go for a little bit. As you start to settle in, let yourself begin to gently breathe in and out. Some meditation sessions that I do, we sit for long moments in silence, and we'll have some of that woven in between some of the guidance I'll give you. But as we're helping folks at community begin to get comfortable with meditation, right now, at least for myself, I'm doing a little bit more guidance in the practice to help you figure out what you might be doing at a particular point that can help enhance your practice. So right now we're just sitting, eyes softly closed or just gaze lowered a little bit, gently breathing in and out. And we're going to kind of go through 5 phases. In this first one, let yourself just count the breaths. You don't have to count out loud, just gently count. Draw your full attention to that pattern breathing in and out. And for tonight's exercise, with one inhalation and exhalation counted as one breath, just notice and just be with that count. You don't have to follow an external count that I'm giving. Just move at your own pace, breathe in a way that feels authentic and comfortable for you, that's gentle and relaxed. And try to bring enough awareness to the process that each time you breathe in and out, you can add that to your count. As you're steadily counting those breath cycles, just let yourself note the sensations of breathing. Notice what it feels like as that breath enters the body, Abdomen expanding and then gently drawing that breath, drawing in as that breath leaves the body. So I'm going to offer a little tip. It may be in line with how you're already breathing. It might be something new for you. But one of the things that sometimes happens is that often we'll pull in the abdomen as we inhale and then kind of let it go as we exhale. But breathing that way can compress the body. It can create a little bit more physical pressure, and it can also create a little bit more emotional and mental stress for some people. So you might try just playing with a little correction, seeing if as you inhale, can you expand your abdomen on the inhale, starting that breath down low in the abdomen, expanding on the inhalation, and then as you exhale, then allow the abdomen to gently collapse in instead of the opposite. Just seeing how that feels. Letting that breath be grounded and deep. Expanding through the abdomen on the inhalation. And letting the abdomen just gently collapse, gently release on the exhalation. Continue to settle and breathe. Letting all other distractions go. Using those closed eyes and the space you've created around you to create a little cocoon that you're inhabiting. A safe space where you can just be. If you like, you can start to shift a little bit. I'm going to take you through a few different possibilities. So if you like, you might shift your eyes to half open, just loosely focused, looking at a point on the ground, and notice how that feels different than when you have your eyes completely closed. As you find a drishti or a focused gazing point somewhere on the floor out in front of you, just maybe a foot in front of your seated position, you can slowly continue to count the breaths. But this time we'll add on a little twist. This time we'll take an exhalation, pause, take an inhalation, pause with that inhalation before we let go. So we're adding a little pause as we inhale. We're pausing for a moment to feel what it feels like to be all filled up with that breath. And then we exhale, letting it go. And we pause for just a moment to notice what that feels like to be completely released and emptied out. Continuing to inhale and exhale at your own comfortable pace. Nothing to do but just be here now with the breath. After a few cycles of just tuning in to that sensation of breathing in and breathing out, you might allow your horizons to expand a little bit, taking in the sensation of sitting. Feel whatever surface you're resting on. Notice what the body feels like as it comes in contact with that surface. Feel that sense of stability being grounded and centered. Notice how much settling, how much quieting can happen just from feeling the solidity of your pose, just from taking just a second to pay attention to that grounded connection to your mat or your cushion or your chair, wherever you're seated. Allowing your focused attention to expand just a little bit more beyond the breath, beyond the physical sensation of the body. Maybe to notice your emotional or your mental state right in this moment. Tuning in to that internal landscape. If thoughts start to pop into your head, extraneous or distracting thoughts, just notice the storyline that your mind is creating. And know that it is, in fact, a creation of the mind. You're creating your own view, your own perspective when you're rehashing things out in your head, when you follow a trail of worry or anxiety. So if anything like that comes up, just note it, just be aware. If you're not feeling exactly how you want to feel right now, if you're not tapping in to the sense of peace or serenity or inner joy, whatever it is you're hoping to connect to tonight, draw your attention to that. Become aware of whatever that aspiration is, whatever you feel you need from your quiet meditation practice. And just hold that aspiration there at your heart as you continue to breathe in and breathe out gently, letting that breath continue its natural flow and letting the mind continue to settle. The breath is a cue, it's our tether that gently ties us to the present moment, brings us back, holds us in place. As we start to move a little bit further into our meditation practice tonight, let yourself take a look at the mind. This doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to, write a paper on it in your head. Just think about, almost like you have a mental camera you can turn inwards just to examine that inner space. See whether the mind itself, it might be empty of thoughts. Notice if it's empty of thoughts or if there's something persistent that keeps popping up. Notice if it's calm or if you feel occasional agitation. Does your mind feel focused or does it feel scattered? Lethargic or wide awake? We're not judging what we discover, we're just noticing. Letting ourselves tune in. You can't create or make your way to a particular way of being that you find restorative if you can't notice what's actually there. So just like an object seen through the lens of the camera, let the mind be right in the center of that lens and just be with anything that pops in view. And then I'm going to challenge you to do something a little bit different. If you've been looking internally, kind of examining whatever pops up in the mind, or whether the mind is just empty or still, like you're looking through a lens, giving it a close look, let that lens lose focus and just relax. What if you couldn't see what was in there? What if you could just experience almost like floating clouds floating in front of the lens and just be present? Nothing to be seen, no concepts to be formed, just pure being. As we move into our last 5 minutes or so of our meditation practice, you can stay a little longer with that sense of just being, nothing to focus in on, nothing to see, hear, smell, just existing. No longer worrying about counting your breaths or paying particular attention to the in-breath and the out-breath. Let all mental entanglements go and just be here. Be here, sensing the very body breathing. Not so much analyzing it, but just being right there in it. Let yourself feel that flow of breath as alive in the body. Let that breath open up as flowing energy, as a moving sensation, moving all through the body. And notice as you let the mind settle, as you let the physical activity of the body settle, as you let any emotional distractions or worries settle, all those energies in the body begin to flow smoothly and move harmoniously. Just feeling amazing. Let that breath energy recharge your body. Let that movement of the breath release any stuck energy, and that smooth, dynamic flow of the breath just move up and down, side to side, throughout all the inner spaces of the body. We'll take a couple more minutes to just gently breathe together. Body's relaxed. Mind is clear and spacious. heart is open to connect with a sense of gratitude, a deep sense of joy and appreciation for all the little things. In just a few moments, I'll ring a chime 3 times and just let yourself follow the sound as it drifts off each time. Just like you're breathing in peace and breathing out love, let the sound enter you and let it carry a sense of peace throughout the body. If your eyes are closed, you might let those eyes flutter open. Just start to bring awareness back to the physical body, back to the space around you, back to our community of practice. Thank you so much for joining me tonight in this practice. I hope it's been helpful in finding a little peace. And I hope you'll continue to join in some of our meditations throughout the week. I really appreciate you being here. Namaste.